Good morning. So this is Dr. Jen again. So yesterday I did a live because this week I'm doing a Rise Up challenge for myself. So yesterday I talked a little bit about my fears, and I wasn't going to do anything and not talk about anything until Friday. But I literally woke up in a cold sweat at 5 a.m. And I woke up because I was sort of upset that yesterday I did a live stream. And I had a green background, my green screen in the back. And I felt like, I could have done a better job. Like I should have just put my usual virtual background, but I just wasn't thinking yesterday. I just sort of went for it, which is not like my personality at all, to be spontaneous. So it kind of, because this is a Rise Up challenge and for me, it's about fears, it laid perfectly into my second fear that I have not talked about, which is fear of failure. It's been a problem my whole life. Like I've had this fear I would not do things if I didn't do it perfect. If I wasn't the top. Like I grew up and I was an athlete, like not just like I played sports, but I ran 4 miles before school in junior high for fun, like athlete, like hardcore athlete. And I never did a sport. I was not capable of being first, second, or third, and more likely first. But I couldn't do it. Like that's just always been my nature. I just didn't do anything that I could fail at. In fact, my husband reminds me of this terrible story I told him when we were dating. This is why you should be careful the stories you tell when you're dating, of me when I was in a swim meet. I was in 10th grade and I was on varsity because when I was joined the swim team, I was placed on varsity because I was a pretty good swimmer. And I literally was in regionals, which is a very big deal in swimming, in every sport really. And I did 500, so it's a lot of laps basically. In the middle of it, my swim cap popped off, like flat out just flew off. And if you have long hair and you're a swimmer, it's a very bad combination because if you turn your head to try to get air, you can't get any air because your hair is like all in your face. Like you look like a hot mess. You look like Desperate Housewives of New Jersey. Like it's a hot mess. And I had to continue to finish the race. And I ended up getting, I was the last in that heat basically. And it was devastating to me. Like I got out of the pool and I went to the locker room and I didn't talk to anybody on my team. Like I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't even talk to my mom. I was so upset and so frustrated and so down on myself and down on, I don't know, I just had this feeling like, had I had a better cap, had I checked it 4 or 5 times before I left, could I have done anything differently? And so I just really had a fear of failure. And I still I couldn't grasp the concept. I was in the regionals. Like that should have been good enough. Like that should have been okay. Like it's okay. And frankly, since then, I've learned that the times that I have failed have been learning experiences. I mean, they've actually taught me to do something different, that maybe my approach was not the right approach, that maybe there was a better way, that I needed to just be okay with failing. And so this, doing this for me is extremely outside of my comfort zone because there's a good chance I could fail. There's a good chance that my hopes of bringing, integrating alternative medicine and traditional medicine together in sort of integrative philosophy may not work. It may not be the thing. So I would just challenge you. Hopefully you don't wake up in a cold sweat too over something silly like a background. But that's okay. It's learning experience. This morning I was like, you know what? I'm going to come on live. I got a nice little zit. We're just going to go with it because it's okay. It's okay. Especially in the year of COVID, I think we've all realized we just got to be ourselves because this year is throwing everybody for a loop. And so I say, just roll with it. So I would just say, if you have a fear of failure, try to use it as a learning experience. Try to say, I try to remind myself, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, what's the worst that someone happen? Someone could flip on that video and see a green screen and be like, that chick has no idea what she's doing. Delete. Not a big deal. it's not in the end going to change anything. So I just wanted to share with you this morning. I know on my way to work, but I wanted to just sort of, try to relate to you that, these fears, even if we have them, there are ways that we can use them to our advantage. There are ways that we can continue to work to, get over them, to move on, to move beyond it. So here, I'm telling you guys all about my fears. And so a few people have posted, but please share things with other people. Let's hear about things that you're afraid of, things that you have that are challenges in your life. And hopefully we can help you through that too. So I hope you guys have a good day. Hopefully it's not freezing like it is here in Missouri. And you don't have to go chip your window like I do. And your day ends up being good. And I will see you tonight for Jen's Fit Group, Jennifer Loganville, who's going to talk to us about how to stay fit at home. And her philosophy on nutrition. Have a great day.